the case is about technicality, admissibility of evidence, and so that changes the fabric of what's before the court.
Well, he but Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Yeah, man, now move settings nation. And we no need no ladder. Now welcome to the channel. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase, another one. We're going to bring on another exciting reasoning for the topic of dancehall entertainment and of course current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through, but you like the reason and of course you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then kick in the like button. Now let's get right into the reasoning. Now nation, US comedian Bill Cosby has been freed. To mixed reviews, you have some individuals who have, fans of the actor and comedian though are in celebration mode. But we are here to talk about the law, seeing that this violation is something that was done locally also by the prosecution team on Vybz Kartel's trial. Yes, due process and the violation thereof. Now the headline reads, a Pennsylvania Supreme Court has overturned Bill Cosby's conviction. Now the judge was quoted as saying, there has been a process violation by prosecution, but admitted their ruling was also unusual. Now the process of violating your due process is called process violation. But what is due process? Due process is the legal requirement that the state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. His right to privacy, his right to get proper legal representation, the right of a lawful trial, not a trial where questionable evidence can be entered into open court. Now the court also said, because Mr. Cosby's lawyer had made an agreement with previous state prosecutor that he would not be charged in the case. The judge also spoke of something else that Isaac Buchanan mentioned recently in an ER interview. The judge said, testimonies from accusers unrelated to the case had tainted the trial itself, which is the same situation that took place in Vybz Kartel's trial. All of the actions by the state and prosecutors. Actions have given established media houses stories to put out in the media. Story that they had video, that they had recordings, that they had strong evidence, which changed the atmosphere of the trial. During that time period, most individuals, because they wanted Vybz Kartel's guilt to become apparent on a public level, so it seemed like this is something where the public has said. No, it was always the media, established media houses, feeding them that type of mindset. Now the judge said, there is only one remedy that can completely restore Cosby's status. He must be discharged, and any further prosecution on this particular charges must be barred. He was quoted as saying, we do not dispute that this remedy is both severe and rare, but is warranted here. Cosby's attorney thanked the court. In a statement, he said, this is the justice Mr. Cosby has been fighting for. They saw the light. His attorney said he was given a deal and he had immunity. He should have never been charged. But nation, this case is a window into first world law. Nation, because them established media houses now publicize this, but a violation of your constitutional right in your state of origin or your country of origin is a major violation as it pertains to matters of the court. And you now hear them talk about it, because majority of these established media houses are state influence. When they are talking about the Gleaner, the Observer, the Star, the TVJ, CVM, you name them. Nationwide, you name them. Majority of these entities are state influenced. That not means that they won't talk about matters that go against the state. But notice how them talk about it. Use Vybz Kartel situations, for instance. Notice the way them talk about a Vybz Kartel story. Them always seem like them are paint the guilt on it. Never speaking from an objective point of view. Why? But anytime there's something that is good in the world of either music, Vybz Kartel, or what is taking place with this case. They might talk about it, but notice how them talk about it. And then, nothing more. If it's something bad, them talk about it for days. With different headlines. Just something I want to know, look out for. Notice when certain things that take place, whether good or bad, for certain individuals. Notice how established media houses publish those stories. And something else to remember about in Bill Cosby's trial is that he made a testimony, or he gave his testimony, and numerous females gave their accounts, whether in court or outside of court. But because of the error made by the court itself, he's now a free individual. So for all the people who wonder why me personally say free Vybz Kartel and all co-accused, I wanna just say it. We find ways to put pressure upon the system to highlight the corruption taking place in the justice system. It's because based on the court documents of the trial and the appeal itself locally, we can see the error of the prosecution. We see the error of the prosecutors and the case itself. We see the error with the evidence and the JCF and the way it was collected, presented, and the things that happened during the time when devices were in their care. And we know, I personally know, these are major violations that a first world court will not overlook. Locally, because majority of the attorneys and judges and prosecutors went to the same law school and are all friends of friends, them can try what them a try on a state level. If the state feel like, them want this case to go a certain way, them know who to talk to get back to who them need to get to tell them, say, this way I deal with. That is why certain motion that were raised or filed by the defense was overlooked by the trial judge. It was like the motion was not even filed. Always had some silly excuse to why the motion was overruled. While the prosecutors presented evidence that police and experts testified were tampered with, and them use it same way. Remember, them never use the so-called footage of the video and any claims that them have. Them never use the statement from the witness. Them say some text message. Nothing about it. The experts in the field, the people who go school for that something here, the people who train for that something here, the people who do that thing have to provide for them friend and family. Them family and friends, whichever way you want to state that. Them used to provide for them youth. The experts said, yo, there is no way you can retrieve data of this nature without taking it out piece by piece and then stitching it back together. If you take out the letters of the alphabet, you can't write any word with it. Pieces of audio can be spliced. Then the way that audio is played back, it might imply something nefarious, but it no must be that take place. And yes, the defense team did point out all of that. All that I said to you a while ago. Bianca pointed that out even upon the news. She pointed it out in a court, and when the motion was overlooked, she bring it to the news. And you could have seen the frustration upon her face as she spoke of the situation. Definitely, at some level, it is clear to see, very plain to see that there were outside influences during the trial and also during the appeal. You know what I mean? But the process is now in a first world court of law's hands. And we can look forward to see first world justice being handed out. And see it? With Bill Cosby's case, despite the amount of people who talk and testify, because of a court error, he is now a free individual. Talk to me in the comment section. Vice the one called Jaden, she's the dancehall correspondent, the Gaza representative, and I'm reminding you now, if you're new to the channel, new to the movement, just a pass through, but you like the reason and of course you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon right after that and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them to check out the channel, check out the reasoning. Join the discussion. The comment section is open 24/7. Never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. You know there's something go. And for those who don't, my sentiments for you and yours, of course, wanna live, love, and prosper until we reason again.